What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much. We are officially over 100 subs now, so we are going to do a giveaway. Here is what we're giving away: the 151 poster collection box. Here's how you can get in on it. Got to be a current subscriber, like the video, leave a comment on this video, and there will be a link in the description that you have to fill out. This is the only way that I can contact the winner. There's no messaging system with YouTube, so you have to do all of these things so I can contact you if you are the winner. Thank you again so much. Let's dive into the video. So as everybody knows, Pokemon card prices are out of the roof, especially on all of the modern stuff that keeps coming out. So the purpose of this video is going to be, is Pokemon card collecting really affordable in 2024? So a lot of the calculations I went ahead and did. I filmed this before and went through all the calculations when I was filling it all out on Excel, and it took way too long. So this video, I have all the calculations already done, and I will walk you through that. But first thing we got to look at is, what is the average age of a Pokemon card collector? And I've tried to do all this research prior. I'm going to bring up an Excel sheet with all of this. I have it all marked out right now, but we'll go through it. So the purpose of it is to determine, look at the average age of the collector, look at the average income with bills, okay, and factor in taxes, and determine, is Pokemon affordable for children, the average collector, and older, okay? How can we justify these card prices relative to income? All right, so it's going to be a super big eye-opener for a lot of you all. Hope you enjoy it. I know this is a little different video, but I thought this would be a pretty cool 100 subscriber video. So let's take a look. So here we go. Now, what is the average age of a Pokemon card collector? All right, so after some research, I have determined that the average age is somewhere between 25 to 34. There's obviously some outliers in there. There's plenty of children that collect, plenty of people under age 25, plenty of people age 34 plus, 35 plus. Okay, but in terms of the average, this is your bread and butter people that's collecting. Now, what is the average income for someone in this age band? Same thing. Obviously, probably the people that's near 25 are earning less than the people near 34. But we're going to look at the average income, okay? And what does that look like? So that would be $57,356 for one. Take that times two, because we're going to look at household. It's $114,712. Now, might be lower in some areas of the United States, might be higher in some areas. Look, we're just looking, we have to have some number as a basis here, okay? So we're looking at an average. So that's the stats that we're going to be looking at, okay? And it's crazy to think that we're comparing a couple that earns combined six figures to see if Pokemon is actually affordable. But let's keep going on. So past that, let's go ahead and bring down a couple columns here. And like I said, I've already filled this out because it took way too long going number to number on the Excel sheet prior when I recorded this. But let's break that out of what that would look like monthly combined. So if I look at a combined monthly wages, that's $9,559.33. That is this number here combined divided by 12. Okay, if we take this number times it by 12, our numbers match. So that's a monthly gross wages that a household is bringing in, assuming both people earn $57,356. Okay, I think we can all agree on that. Now, obviously, before we even look at bills, we've got things that come out of our check prior to what actually hits the bank account. So let's walk through each one of those. So the first thing, let's just say, is health insurance. Okay. I think it's safe to say, we'll just say health insurance is $1,000 a month. Okay, some higher, some lower, but let's just assume 2 people plus a child comes out to $1,000 a month. That's $12,000 a year. What else comes out? Well, let's say we're contributing to a retirement account, and let's say it's 3% annually of our gross wages, okay, that comes in. And you can see we've done that calculation there, 0.03 times 114,712. We get our annual total, and we just divide that by 12. All right, what else comes out? Well, what do you think? Taxes. What's the first tax that comes out? We got our federal income tax withholdings. So let's assume for this example that this couple is withholding 8% of their gross wages towards federal income taxes. And you can see what that looks like. We've got our annual amount here, and then we divide that by 12. That's coming out of our check. We also have another tax. We have Social Security tax. Okay, that's 6.2% of our gross wages. All right, so what does that look like? This is what 6.2% would be of the annual amount. We also have Medicare tax. Okay, that's coming out of our account as well, or out of our gross check. So these are the most common. Some of you might have more. There's more fringe benefits and things out there, but let's just go with these for this example. Okay, so now we know that we've got our net amount determined. So the gross amount this couple's bringing in per month, $9,559.33. After all of these things coming out of the check, this is what's going to hit the bank account at the end of the day. Here is our monthly amount. Here is our annual amount. Okay, it's crazy to think you make $114,000 as a couple on this example. You're only getting $81,000 and some change actually hitting your bank account. Now we have bills, right? So what are some of the bills that's going to come out? Well, let's look. Mortgage or rent. Okay, for this example, I've factored in principal, interest, homeowners insurance, property tax. Let's just assume $2,000 for the example. I know in some areas of the United States it's much higher, some it's lower, but for this example, $2,000. Okay, what else do we have? We have utilities, electric and water. We'll use $250 a month. Let's keep going. Lawn care maintenance. Some of you have it, some of you don't. Let's assume $70 per month. All right. Phone bill, $180. Internet, $70. I think that's a fair assumption here. Meals, let's say $1,000 a month on average. Okay. What else do we have here? We've got fuel, $300. We got to drive. All right, $300 a month on fuel. Most Americans have a car payment. I think I'm being very generous here saying $500 a month for one car payment. I think the average car payment now is like $769-ish, something like that, but we'll just say $500 a month for this example. Most couples have 2 car payments. Okay, we'll just assume $500 a month on the second one. So $1,000 a month is going towards car payments. I think that's a fair assumption there. We've got also insurance on the cars, $200 a month. Keep going. Clothing, $30. Prescriptions, $30. Haircuts, $60. Okay, we're trying to go as far in depth as we can. Childcare, daycare. I mean, daycare is expensive for a lot of people. I think $1,200 is fair to say here. Some higher, some lower. For example, we'll go with 12. Student loan, $200 a month. Okay, and then miscellaneous expenses. Okay, repairs. I don't know, doctor visits, all there. Now, did we include everything that people pay for? No. For this example, I think this is good enough. Okay, I think most everybody has these expenses. I'd be surprised if you don't. So, we can see now that our total expenses are $6,790. What does that look on an annual basis? We take that number, times it by 12, $81,480. Well, I don't know if you all can tell here, but if we take our monthly income minus taxes, etc., and then we back out our bills, we have no money. We're at $13.48 in the hole. Okay, we times that by 12. Then we've got an annual in the hole of $161.79. So now we say, well, how are we even affording cards at all? How are we doing that? So let's go a little bit further and say, let's dive into, what about tax refunds? Okay, so are people using their tax refund to help fund the hobby? Well, we know based on the average collector, on the average income, and these averaging bills, it is not doable to you could collect Pokemon, but you better, if you're trying to get the chase cards, let alone a Moonbreon, throw it out. Can't do it. Cannot afford it. If you are making sacrifices within these bills here. Okay. You might not have some of these bills. Some of these bills might be higher, but there's some way that people are actually affording this hobby. And I'm not dogging Pokemon. I'm not dogging collectors. I love collecting. I'm going to keep collecting. I'm in a financial spot to be able to collect, and I'm thankful for that. I enjoy it. Okay. But we have to understand these numbers first. So let's look at taxes, because some people might be tapping into their tax refund to afford the hobby. So let's walk through this example, a tax return, what it would look like. All right, so what we know is W-2 taxable wages. How is that calculated? Well, we take the gross wages, we back out what they've put into health insurance, we back out what they've contributed to their 401k. All right, that's how you arrive at this $99,270.64. That's how the IRS calculates it, okay? So we know that number. Well, what else do we have here in this example? We had student loans. We know they're paying $200 a month, so let's assume $700 of that went towards interest, okay? Well, the IRS lets you do an adjustment on that to back off your W-2 taxable wages. So now we arrive at adjusted gross income, AGI. Okay, and this number is 99 minus the 700. That's what gets us here. You also get a standard deduction that the government lets you back off your income. What does that number look like? Well, for 2024, it's $29,200. So now what do we arrive at? We arrive at taxable income, $69,370.64. That is what the IRS is going to determine tax off of. So what does that look like here? Well, the tax on your income is $7,860.48. How is that determined? Well, on a married example here, okay, married example, you take the first 10% of $23,200. So we know that's $2,320. Taxes in a progressive system. So then the next amount higher than that, we would take $69,370.64 minus $23,201. That will give you that total. You times it by 12. Okay, or I'm sorry, 0.12. Okay, that's the next tax bracket up. You add that 23.2 to that next number. That's how you arrive at $7,680.48. That's the tax due on your income. All right. Now, we've got a kid on here at this example, so we get a child tax credit of $2,000. That helps offset some of that tax. So now what do we arrive at? Let's see. Tax due, $5,860.48. That is our tax due on our income. But we withheld federal income tax from our check. So that will offset this tax due. Let's see if this couple withheld enough. Well, I look here, they withheld $9,176.96. So what does that mean? That means that's their federal income tax withholdings. They have a tax refund of $3,316.48. Where does that number come from? We take this here, $9,176.96. We minus it from the tax due. That's our tax refund. Okay, so let's look at this now in comparison to Pokemon card prices. We've already determined that we cannot afford to buy these cards based on just our income minus our expenses. Okay, so we're either tapping in to our tax refund to afford the hobby, or we don't have this amount in bills, or we're making more money. Okay, so let's look at this. We know our tax refunds, so let's go here and see what we've got here. So that number is our tax refund minus our yearly in the hole. We can see that there with that calculation. So now we're working with $3,154.70. So let's look at card prices. Let's assume that you buy 4 booster boxes a year at $129.99. We're not even going to factor in tax for this, sales tax. That'd come up to $519.96. Let's say we want to buy all of the chase cards. Okay, just one chase card from each set for 2024. All right, so let's see if we can afford it. Well, this is how much we're spending on booster boxes. We go out and buy the new Pikachu SIR from Surging Sparks. We get the Stellar Crown SIR. I think I misspelled that. That's all right. $92.24. We are going to pick up Earthen Vessel from Shrouded Fable. That's at $60.16. I think that's the golden one. We've got Greninja SIR from Twilight Masquerade. $3.19. Raging Bolt EX SIR, $83.02. And what else do we have here? We've got Mew, Bubble Mew from Paladin Fates. SR, $182.23. I think that's all for 2024. These are all the chase cards for 2024. 4 booster boxes. No sales tax. Say you bought these from some person at your game store or over Facebook, whatever. You get my point here. But this would be higher if you've actually bought this from a shop or online, because there are tax involved with this. So we can see here that our total spend on Pokemon to get 4 booster boxes are all the SIRs, $1,756.61 for this year, as of right now, for the raw cards. Throw getting graded out. We don't care about that for this example. These are raw. That's how much we've spent. So how can we justify for the average person, average couple, making $114,000 with all their expenses, how can they afford $1,756.61 in cards if they are already going negative on their monthly bills? Well, I've showed you how. They're having to tap into their tax refund or any other savings that they've accumulated to fund the hobby. Now, here's a big eye opener for you. Look at this. If I take this, the $1,756.61, that's the cost of the cards plus the boosters, and I divide that into our yearly savings. Okay, that factors in our tax refund. 56% of my savings, rounded up, is going towards Pokemon cards. Okay, is that a bad thing? I'm not going to go into that. Everybody's different. But for the example, this is how much of, not your income, okay, your savings for the year that would have to go towards this hobby in order to get these cards. There's no ETBs factored into this, blisters, singles, whatever. This is all you can get for this example. 56% of your income goes towards it. And I went in even further too to look at what percentage of your savings would be going towards these cards. So what that means is like 16% of your savings would be going towards booster boxes. 16% of your savings would be going towards the new Pikachu. Okay, so it's a big eye opener. All right, now, so where are we getting at on this? And okay, is I would have to be in this age band making this kind of money to be able to get these cards. Now, can anyone under age 25, 24 afford these? Sure. But it would be very, very tough. Very, very, very tough. For anybody in like high school and younger, there's no shot probably that they are getting these chase cards. They're having to just collect your $1 to $2, $20 card maybe, etc. Okay, there's no way that they're affording this or they're having help from the parents to be able to afford this hobby. Now, let's talk about this real quick. I'll try to keep this video pretty short, because when I did it originally, it was like 40 minutes long. When we were all kids, at least for my age, and I fall within this age band here, you could collect the whole set for an affordable price as a child. But the age band of Pokemon keeps going up, and it is following this age trend. Okay, if you were a child in 1999, 2000, this is where you fall now, and it is showing that Pokemon is following this certain age group. Will it continue to do that? I don't know, but history might repeat itself. Okay, it might be that then the average collector is between the age 35 to 50, and then it go up from there. But here's the thing, priorities change the older you get usually. Most people in this age band, they might have kids, they might not. I would say for the average, most of their kids aren't in high school yet. Some are, some aren't. But a lot of the expenses that comes with parenthood, especially when kids are older, they might not have had yet. Cars, college maybe, etc. Don't know. So the shift in priority of income might happen. So will Pokemon adjust and say, will we have to start marketing our product to 35 through 50 year olds? Because they're going to be the ones that can afford to buy a new set every 3 months plus any mini sets. They can afford to buy these chase cards, because here's the thing, these chase cards, it's not like the price is going up and people aren't buying. Okay, the supply's there and the demand is there. And we have determined that it is taking a significant amount of sacrifice in the average family to be able to afford the hobby. Okay, I'm not saying that's good or bad. I've repeated that multiple times in the video, but it is an eye-opener to see, are these prices justified based on this income level? So what's happening is a lot of people are buying these up, and it's almost being treated almost like a savings account. That's why people are not wanting to get rid of a lot of these cards. They're only taking cash for it. They're not wanting to do any trades because they have so much money invested into it. Okay, here's another eye-opener, and I'll wrap this video up, is you can go on eBay and you can buy a full base set, original base set, for like $700, $800. Now, I'm not saying everything's PSA 10s, but you can go collect that full set for that price. Okay, and that's 20-plus-year-old set. If I'm just wanting to keep up with the current modernization of Pokemon, on average, just say I'm spending $1,756 a year to keep up with that. That's not even completing the set. It's just the chase cards from each set. If you're trying to get it graded, man, good luck. Based on this example, it'd be tough to even afford a Moonbreon, let alone PSA 10. I think Raw is kind of creeping up in there. But imagine you make $114,000 as a couple, and it take up that much of your savings to actually be able to get a Moonbreon graded or Raw. That's an eye opener, guys. But I'll let you interpret this how you want. The purpose of this video is to show you this information. Okay, I'm not telling you what to do, but I think it's important that you understand this. Very, very important. So I enjoy the hobby, going to keep continuing to do the hobby, but I think this was interesting to see, and I hope you all liked this informational video. Thank you so much. Also, please, 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 we're going to be giving this away. I'm going to announce the winner on my next video. The way that you can get in on this is like, subscribe, comment on this video what you enjoyed about it. Was this an eye-opener to you all? Okay, a lot of you might be like, how are people affording all these cards? There's a breakdown for you. We've seen it. There's your numbers. I wanted to go as far in depth doing the tax return based on this example. So I hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you again. Good luck in the giveaway. As always, see you next time in the Poke Lab. Take care.